Survived that one, but it wasn't going to be forever, because Irwin got his revenge a little bit later in the race, lap 147, and this time Tony Stewart backed heavily into the wall. Well, perhaps Irwin on board with him now. Take a look at this, giving a little nudge to Tony Stewart, perhaps getting his revenge for the earlier spins. These two used to race against each other in sprint cars. Tony Stewart said afterwards it was much the same in those days as well, but he was not very impressed, and as you can see, Tony Stewart here was out of his car throwing his gloves at Kenny Irwin, and in fact picked up an official reprimand from the NASCAR organization.
There's Stewart up on the outside, just gets the car up in that loose stuff, and around he goes. Now he comes back in the wall, but there's a lot of traffic coming, folks, a lot of traffic, and we're going to see Robert Presley in the 77 car somewhere right here. He's going to run into the right side of Tony Stewart's car.
There are Compton and Rusty Wallace going by on the high side, and Presley then hitting Stewart.
One more angle there. We see Tony spin, head on in the wall. That isn't too bad. All that sheet metal that's given, but when he comes down off the corner and almost stops, and Robert Presley comes along and runs in the right side, that's going to be the one that hurts.
And here it is, real time.
Stewart was the first car sideways. Here's see why.
Here's the 4 got into the back of Ward Burton, I believe.
And then Burton's 22 got into Stewart.
Got into Stewart.
And everybody scrambles.
That car is taking a whale of a ride, that 20 car is. It's getting hit, it's upside down, it's hit on its roof, it's on fire.
And here's another angle.
Coming off of turn 2, where we've said that it's the wind. Somebody got into the back of that car right there.
That's Ward Burton right there.
You saw a puff of tire smoke, and then everything let loose.
I think that's what started. Somebody got in back of Ward Burton off turn 2.
I'm pretty sure the 4 car got into the back of Ward Burton, turned him into the 20 car, and God help all of them, because there's no place to go. And you can't see. Ward Burton got pushed around by that car, and that's the 4 car.
And he got in the back of Tony Stewart. Of course, Tony Stewart going airborne here.
And it was Ward Burton's car being sideways that blocked up the track for everybody behind him.
Boy, and it gets hit by every car in the field, seems like, and Tony Stewart's car just took a whale of a ride.
And Tony Stewart goes for one of the wildest rides in recent memory of Daytona.
Kind of looks like the Richard Petty crash here, back when Richard crashed off turn 4 down here, standing on the
Look, he's got Bobby Labonte's hood. It was hooked to the back of his car as he was in midair.
Both Gibbs's cars.
In the back straightaway coming off turn number 2. A ferocious crash in the back straightaway off turn number 2. Tony Stewart, the leader around. Mark Martin's in it. Ward Burton's in it. One car got completely sideways and the track was blocked. Look at the damage to Schrader's car. He is climbing out. His teammate Johnny Benson is involved. Kurt Busch going low.
Oh, Buckshot got in trouble.
He was sideways off turn 2, got loose, and Tony Stewart just came up on him so fast, nowhere to go. There's where Jeff Gordon got the damage. Sterling Marlin gets through, and Bill Elliott gets through.
Oh,
and there's the hit.
Goodness.
Spencer just pile drove Stewart's car. There you see Ward Burton get caught up in it, and a host of cars on the outside.
That was another view. You just see Buckshot Jones in the 44.
There was so much smoke that Spencer and those guys just could not see. There's all the smoke out there. So watch, these guys are coming here and they can't see. They're coming out of the smoke. It's like coming out of a bank of fog.
Wow, what a hit.
Oh, my goodness.
And at that speed, Darrell, from 300 feet away, what can you do?
Well, there's nothing. You're at just the mercy of the track. Either again, then we're going to be rubbing up here against your
McMurray got into the back of Robbie Gordon. Then he got tagged by Ward Burton.
Oh, no, Tony Stewart got into Ricky Rudd, and he's up in the fence.
And somebody spun Bobby Labonte again.
Labonte was spun again.
I don't
Jamie McMurray had climbed well up in the field after that dead last start. He was in the top 10.
Problem with his car, it's not handling all that well.
He's 2 laps down.
McMurray gets into the back of him, and here we go.
And then McMurray looked like he checked up. That's when Ward Burton in the 22 got in the back of him, and the chain reaction continues.
And here comes more.
Yeah, watch Tony Stewart.
Oh,
nah, not good.
That's a hard hit.
Not good.
Let's ride with McMurray. All right, let's ride with Ricky Rudd.
We've seen more shots of
A little more bite, Matt. Frankie Stoddard had spin. Turn 1 and 2. Greg Biffle, Jeremy Mayfield. Oh, who's that? Tony Stewart. Punched into the side of Greg Biffle's car.
Getting caught up in somebody else's mess.
Man, oh man.
Look at this. Stewart trying to get away, and
It was Biffle. Oh, I see. This is a payback from the earlier spin out with Robbie Gordon.
That's exactly what it is. And like I said, unfortunately, you get guys that have nothing to do with that, running for the championship, cost them.
Yep. Remember earlier we saw the 31 car being spun by the 16, and this time that's the payback.
It'll be interesting to see if there's a call on this one.
meanwhile, pit road is open.
In lap traffic, a car has been spun around.
Stewart. That's Tony Stewart in the 33 car.
Larry, it all happened because of the chain reaction. Somebody up there had to get out of the throttle, and here they all come and piled in.
Brandon Miller got backed up coming out of turn number 2.
21 drifts up in front of Tony. Tony gets into the back of him, and then Tony gets run into from behind. That may have been Reed Sorensen that got into the back of Tony. I can't tell for sure. We'll have to get another look at it. Well, I'll be able to tell real well right
Coming
now.
outside. Clear inside.
Darryl, you can hear it right there. Brandon Miller had to get out of the throttle.
33 lead lap cars as Paul Tracy just made a stop 1 lap down. Crash. Car upside down. Start finish line.
Stewart,
It is Stewart.
33. Daniel Quinn in the 50 got into it.
I don't see anyone else, but Stewart has taken a wild ride.
And there's just not, he just doesn't quite have enough room to get in front of Kenny Wallace. And look at that race car. They just become like feathers blowing in the wind. Now, this is a hard lick right here. Fortunately, it's just, it's more in the left front than it is anywhere else.
And it was the right side of Stewart's car that took the brunt of the impact as it went over.
See, he's trying to get down in that hole right there. Not much room. I know Kenny Wallace is doing everything he can probably to give Tony all the room he can, but there's just not enough room there. You see the roof flaps deploy. Car goes upside down and hits hard on the left side.
Yeah, the roof flaps deployed. They did their job, but the air just got out.
See, it's just right there. Just not quite enough room. And again, as I've said over and over, the car is so light in that part of the racetrack.
From our DLP cable cam.
Uh-oh, there goes Tony. Oh my goodness.
Crash in turn 4.
Man,
and there in the midst of it sits Tony Stewart.
Tony, let's wait till we get around here and see. Tony's car just, Tony hit the apron. He got down on the apron. He got a little bit loose. Kurt was all over the back of him, and there he goes.
Turn 2.
Oh, and nowhere for Tony Stewart to go. And you see that nowhere for Denny Hamlin. They just keep wrecking over here. This is normal product of Dover Raceway.
The concrete canyon. Goes Elliott there in the 19 car. He comes down the hill, right in the front of David Gilliland.
get another look at it, but I didn't see that David Gilliland did anything wrong. He was right on the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh my gosh.
Hamlin came flying in there.
Absolutely.
Bill Elliott, the 21.
You know, when you come under that, when you come out of turn 2 back there, Mike, under that bridge, down low, it's pretty hard for the spotters to see that point on the racetrack. See the 19 go up the hill. Here comes Tony, and he says, oh man, please go down, please go down.
Boy, look at Casey Kane in that 9. He actually got some damage on the rear.
The 15's the one that done a whale of a job.
Darrell, we've always said this is a self.
Oh, here's a car upside down.
Big time crash upside down.
It's Ryan Newman. See Kevin Harvick there. Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across. Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof. The car get turned around.
He and his teammate Tony Stewart got into the wall, but you can see it turns Ryan Newman around. As soon as it does, it's almost like that wing acts as to help to lift the car up. Lands on Kevin Harvick's hood. See Elliott Sadler there involved.
It as it happened in real time.
Four wide. Stewart slipped. Gordon hard into the wall. There's Edwards, Allmendinger.
Oh no, what mess.
Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray, Harvick, or rather Boyer, all get caught up in it.
What a wadded up mess.
And here comes Biffle on the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to go 3 wide. We're going to try to go 3 wide right here. You see Gordon forces his way by right there. Edwards got into the back of Stewart and got him into Gordon in the 24 car.
Allmendinger, there's McMurray.
And there they all go.
Menard,
Boyer.
Logano.
Boy, look at Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman, great job. Scott Speed.
Just snuck through there.
That's called bobbing and weaving.
That up, show it.
And back at Infineon Raceway, and yes, that is a live picture.
You know, payback sometimes. Well, a lot of times it happens around this place. Tony Stewart just got paid back for what he did earlier to Brian Vickers.
Those are the guys just in front of him.
Yeah, there's Vickers. Already made contact with Stewart.
Vickers had worked his way into the top 5. Had to make another pit stop anyway. So the attitude kind of, what the heck, I'll let him go and then pay it off.
And I can guarantee you that
All clear.
all Vickers has been thinking about since he got turned by Stewart was getting in a position.
Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get out of you now.
Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Watch it out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. 5, Mears in the 13, Stewart in the 14.
You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides.
Watch the 2. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end when it happened.
Yes, sir.
See, Michael Waltrip just barely catching the left rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Get him involved. Stewart's car upside down on top of Casey Kane's number 5.
Let's go down and see if we can catch up to some of the top 5 measures. And down here, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, both of them kind of describing amongst the laugh and probably a big sigh as well. How will they got this?
Get the pit road for all the cars coming below.
Like you said, Darrell, nowhere to hide.
No, there's nowhere to hide it. When you have trouble here, Burns, what happened, buddy?
Well, DW was
Jeff Gordon here with racing his teammate, Dale Earnhardt.
Wow.
118, so this is a stretch. He put the caution laps. He's got the engine fired, 4 fresh tires, and a wedge adjustment. The car was looser. AB.
And the damaged car of Tony Stewart to the garage. A look ahead from Kyle Larson.
Stay out, then stay out. People are blowing tires.
Yeah, that was a long run, and we saw Kurt Busch have a problem with his, and then this car's being damaged was probably abusive on the tires as well. So
From 33rd up into the top 20. Since the restart, Stewart in the wall, and now Matt Kenseth got bounced into the wall. Everybody scatters. Yellow flag. The Chevy of Tony Stewart, the Toyota of Matt Kenseth.
Looked like that thing that we've seen. Oh gosh, he got right over into the 21 car. One of the things we've seen is when a car gets to the left corner of your car.
Now the big crash on the backstretch, Rick.
And right up in front of more traffic.
Behind you in 3.
Ryan Newman's in it.
David Reagan is in it. Fire.
And Chris Buescher was in it as well.
Chris Buescher involved. The
14 just kept coming down on the 31 on the back straightaway. Wasn't happy maybe with what went on in turn 1, and
big impact by the 23, and you see right there Chris Buescher kind of bounces between them. Yeah. Luckily gets through, but that was a really big impact for the 23 of David Reagan. It was great to see him climb out.
Carl Edwards in the 19 coming up the racetrack.
I mean, if